Michigan 29, Air Force 13, Mark Rogers TV with instant analysis throughout the day on college football Saturdays here in week 3. The Wolverines move on to 3-0, but it was a difficult challenge against Air Force. Michigan kicks 5 field goals. They don't score an offensive touchdown until 62 seconds left in the game, basically a tack-on touchdown. And the other touchdown came off the legs of Donovan Peoples-Jones, who is a remarkable athlete. Punt return touchdown. Sure, it was well blocked, but he basically made guys miss in the open field and then turned the corner on about 3 guys and used his speed to get to the end zone. And that somewhat broke it open at that point at 16-6. But Michigan having all sorts of issues in the red zone. And I'm always amazed by the service academy. So here's another example of an Air Force team lining up guys who have other priorities in life. Their studies, their military obligations, and football is pretty much a third priority or option for them. They practice hard. The technique is exquisite. They do not have the physical size or the speed to match up with the 4- and 5-star athletes, but because of the deception of the triple option offense, because of their fundamentals, because of their sure tackling on defense, because of the assignment football that they play, being in the right spots at the right time. And even though they only completed 1 pass, it was 64 yards for a touchdown, but 1 pass completion on the day in 9 attempts, Air Force was still in this game and drove inside the Michigan 10-yard line, trailing at 16-6, or at that point, it was 22-13, drove inside the 10-yard line, needed to make it as a 1-score game, close to the touchdown, couldn't get it. Michigan played really good defense inside the red zone, stringing out the run play on 2nd down, then forcing the incompletion throwaway through the back of the end zone on 3rd down. Missed field goal by Air Force, crucial at that point. They needed to make it a 6-point game. They still came away from that drive at 22-13. So it was that close for Michigan in being in some serious trouble in the last 5 minutes of the game, but they salted away the win at 22-13. But again, didn't score an offensive touchdown until Karan Higdon got loose around the corner, and that's when Air Force was selling out to stop them and try to get the ball back and score 2 late touchdowns to pull off a miracle. So 29-13, Michigan wins. It's not as though the rushing game for Michigan was shut down in this game. Ty Isaac, 16 carries for 89 yards. Karan Higdon, 12 for 64, including the long touchdown run. And Chris Evans only got it 6 times out of the backfield for 30 yards. It was more about lack of explosive plays by Michigan on offense. Wilton Spate, pedestrian at 14 of 23 for $169. No explosive plays on offense, number one. Bad decisions by Wilton Spate and not executing in the red zone. 5 field goals, no touchdowns, still 62 seconds left. Michigan played relatively well on defense, considering Air Force only ran it for 168 yards. So if you know anything about watching the service academies run the football, even if you're doing your job, they're going to run for 350 yards. So Michigan, with the likes of Bush and Long on defense in particular, staying with their assignments defensively and shutting down Air Force, or at least containing the Falcons' rushing attack in a 29-13 win. Michigan, like some other top teams in the nation, need to clean some things up on the offensive side of the ball, need to find explosive plays on offense, need to execute in the red zone. The rushing game is pretty decent at this point. Wolverines head into Big Ten play at Purdue next week. Air Force has a date with a pretty decent San Diego State team at 2-0. They will play, the Aztecs will, Stanford tonight at home as the Falcons begin Mountain West play as well. Michigan football would like to hear from you. Air Force as well, as the Falcons drop a difficult one to Michigan at 29-13 in the Big House, right here on Mark Rogers TV.